verbs there, the translations of the verbs. So let's take that first. Find your notebooks if you have written it there, or your devices if your answers, wherever your answers are in, just find it and we'll go through that thing together. The exercise from the Padlet. I'll open it from here. Käännä verbit tehtävä. Käännä verbit. Verbi suomeksi ja verbi englanniksi. Where am I now? There. I'll put you into this screen. Now you should be able to see it. Teille pitäisi näkyä kotitehtävä. Can you see it? Näettekö? Hyvä. Täällä on minun listassa näkyy 19 ihmistä. 20 ihmistä. Okay. So then it's important how many people I see here, because it means that I also see your names, because otherwise there shouldn't be anyone in the lobby, because there is no lobby thing. You should be able to just enter without being in a lobby. I can't see there anyone in the lobby. If it doesn't let you in, then it's the Teams is doing something that that I can't really help. Let's see. No, I can't see anyone in the lobby there. Okay, I hope the Teams lets everyone in. So, verbi suomeksi ja verbi englanniksi. Let's go one by one. When it's your turn to speak, then just open a mic for a while and then close it immediately after, because otherwise the sound goes like that. So it starts circulating so badly. Aashfa, antaa. What does it mean?
Give mean to give.
To give. Hyvä. Kiitos. Abuzar Habib, asua.
Ularova. To live.
To live. Hyvä. Da, ajaa.
Means Aya means to drive.
Joo, to drive. Hyvä. Ali Sayed, istua. Ali Sayed, istua. If he's not there, yes, now I see something happening. Okay, go ahead. To sit, yes. To sit, yes, I heard. Hyvä. Mahnor, itkeä.
To cry.
Kyllä, to cry. Shazali Yasmin, juhlia. Laita mikki auki. Okay, this circulates so much that I don't know what you said. To celebrate, yes. To celebrate, to have a party, to celebrate. Hyvä. Huzaifa, katsoa. Huzaifa. Katsoa.
Kyllä rouva. To look.
To look. Hyvä. Rauha Siib, matkustaa.
Matkustaa, to travel.
Joo, to travel, yes. Hyvä. Wasi,
To pay.
To pay.
joo. Maksaa is to pay. It can also be to cost. In English you have these two different verbs, but in here in Finnish we have only one verb and it means both things. To cost or to pay. Zain. Muhammad Zain. Laulaa.
To sing. Laula, to sing.
Hyvä. To sing. Aafia. Kirjoittaa. Aafia Batu. Kirjoittaa. Just avaa mikki.
Ma'am, she can't speak. She had a surgery over
Okay.
tooth.
Okay. Irfan. Muhammad Irfan. Kirjoittaa.
Yes, ma'am. Kirjoita. To write.
Hyvä. To write.
Yes, ma'am.
Hyvä. Asad. Iqbal. Lukea.
Lukea, to read.
To read. Hyvä. Umar Farouk. Ostaa.
Yes, ma'am.
Ostaa.
To buy.
Hyvä. To buy. Who's there then? Kobeib. Nukkua. Avaa mikki.
To sleep.
To sleep. Yes, to sleep.
Joo.
Hyvä. Ja Rahim. Polttaa tupakkaa. Polttaa tupakkaa. So now it's like there is a word related to the verb.
To smoke.
To smoke. Yes. To smoke. If you are seeing only word polttaa, it means to burn. But if it's polttaa tupakkaa, then it means like to burn a cigarette. So it means to smoke a cigarette. So polttaa tupakkaa, to smoke. We also use just the word polttaa if you are speaking or if you know it from the context that what is the person talking about, what kind of burning. Ali Muhammad, piirtää.
To draw.
Joo, to draw. Hyvä. Navid, ottaa. Navid.
To take.
Joo, to take. Hyvä. Aisha, seisoa.
To stand.
To stand. Hyvä. Asfa, rakastaa.
To love.
Joo. Now this mixed up my order. It always does that, these teams. I would like it to have a better order here. Ali Said, puhua.
To speak.
To speak. Okay. Mahnor, soittaa.
To call.
Yes, to call, but it can also mean to play an instrument. Like to play piano, soittaa pianoa. Tai to play a guitar, soittaa kitaraa. So it has double meaning, soittaa. But when I write here to play, it doesn't mean to play a game. We have a different word for that. Or when children are playing, we have a different word for that. So this is soittaa can mean to play an instrument, not generally to play like in English. It has different meanings. Shazadi, tanssia. Jasmin.
To dance.
Yes. To dance. Hyvä. Huzaifa nauraa.
To laugh.
Yeah. To laugh. Rahazibs. Okay, now we have a few same things here. This one was already. Did we already have this one? No. Rakastaa. Rahazib.
Rakastaa, to love.
To love. Yes. This one was there already, so let's take it away. Imuroida. Wasi. Wasi.
To vacuum.
Imuroida. Yes,
To vacuum.
to vacuum. Very good. To vacuum with a vacuum cleaner. So this is a verb related to cleaning. Imuroida, to vacuum. Zain, juoda. Mohammed Zain.
To drink from vessel.
Hmm?
To drink.
To-
To drink.
To drink. Yes. Was it Afia? Someone was who couldn't say something out there before, but Afia. Syödä. If Afia can't answer, how about Muhammad Irfan?
Ma'am, she is explaining the word that she said, I can't eat. My tooth is hurting. He explained the word.
Syödä.
She said it means to eat, I can't eat.
Yeah, syödä, to eat. Syödä, to eat. I can't eat means en voi syödä. I can't eat, en voi syödä. Syödä, to eat. Irfan, soida. Muhammad Irfan.
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm?
To ring.
To ring, yes. Something can ring, like a doorbell can ring, or radio. Radio, we say radio soi, radio. Radio in English. In Finnish, we pronounce radio. Radio soi. Radio rings, we actually use this verb there. Or the doorbell rings, or phone rings. Puhelin soi. Asad Iqbal, tehdä ruokaa.
To make food.
Mm. In English, of course, you can say to cook. We are
Prepare
weak
food.
to cook. Yeah, to repair food, to repair, to make food, to cook.
No, repair, no, ma'am. Prepare.
Valmistaa
Prepare,
ruokaa. To repair food, to make food, to repair food. It's like valmistaa. This one is a bit more like valmistaa ruokaa. Tehdä or valmistaa. Valmistaa ruokaa. To repair food. In Finnish, it's valmistaa, to repair. It's a bit more formal, this one. Maybe in some context you need this one also. Basically you say tehdä ruokaa. Minä teen ruokaa. I make food. In Finnish we use that. But also to repair food you could say valmistaa. Valmistaa ruokaa. Or to cook. In Finnish, the actual translation is kokata, to cook. But many times when in Finnish we say minä teen ruokaa, then you can also translate it like in English, I cook. Yeah, I cook food. But we do have this kokata verb also. But tehdä ruokaa, it's the best. It's the most common that is used. Who was that? Is it Umar Farouk's now? Uida. To prepare,
Yes,
prepare. I'm sorry, of course, prepare. I'm sorry, I'm writing it. Yeah, that's what I meant also, but I've just mixed up the two verbs. To prepare food, of course, it's prepare and not repair. Sorry. So thank you, Azad Iqbal. Of course. We were talking about the same verb, but I had some kind of weird brain cell thing going on and I was just writing it wrong. Yeah, to prepare food. Prepare is valmistaa, not repair. Prepare. Yeah. Thank you. I'm sorry. Umar Farouk, Uida.
Yes, ma'am. To swim.
To swim. Yes. Kuka sitten? I have to click here somewhere. Kubeib, nähdä. Kubeib.
To see.
To see. Yes. So
Yes,
nähdä, nähdä ja katsoa. They are quite close to each other. Nähdä is to see. Katsoa is to look at. So minä katson sinua. I look at you. But minä näen sinut. I see you. I see you. Minä näen sinut. So like in English, you can see that there is a difference here. I look at you or I see you. Sometimes you can look at something, but you really don't see. Right? So look at, katsoa, nähdä is to see. And nähdään, that was the phrase. Nähdään huomenna, see you tomorrow. Yes. So, but that's a phrase thing. That's you use it as a phrase. Okay. Rahim, hymyillä.
To smile.
To smile. Yes. Shah, juosta. Juosta.
To run.
To run, yeah. Abuzar Habib, keskustella.
To debate.
Not to be, you had debate. Let's put debate here. I add something. This is debate is a bit too strict. This one. Väitellä. Väitellä is to debate. And now I don't remember how to write it too deep. No, you don't write it like this. How do you write to debate?
Discuss.
Yeah, keskustella is to discuss. So this one is now wrongly written, I think, because I just don't remember how to write it. Keskustella, to discuss. Väitellä is more intense, väitellä, to debate something. So if you are having a conversation, then you are discussing with someone. To have a conversation or to discuss. Just a minute, I have to check. Oh, okay, I was just missing E here. Okay, that's why it looks so weird. Okay, so väitellä is to debate. So then you are having more intense conversation. You are saying that yes, like this, and the other one is saying ei näin, vaan näin. So you are, it's like, it's not arguing, but it's closer to that. Väitellä. But keskustella is to discuss or to have a conversation. To have a conversation. Keskustella. Keskustelu. That's a noun for conversation. Keskustelu is a conversation. So if you want a noun for it. Keskustella is to have a conversation or to discuss. Of course, keskustella discussion could also be. Okay. Who was then? Who said this one? Was it Abuzar Habib? Is it Ashfa's turn? Ashfa. Kävellä.
To walk.
Yes, to walk. Very good. Mahnor, mennä.
To go.
To go. These are easy ones. Very basic. Shazari, opiskella. I see that you're saying to study, but your mic was closed, so I didn't hear. But you said to study, right? Yeah, to study. Hyvä. Huzaifa, nousta.
To rise or to get up.
Yes, to rise or to get up. Very good. Few more to go. Pyöräillä. Rauhasiib, pyöräillä.
You're allowed to drive.
It's not to drive. To drive is ajaa, but pyöräillä is a certain vehicle.
Bike.
What are you driving with?
With bike or a car.
With a bike. Pyöräillä is a bike. It says to cycle, actually. To cycle or to ride a bike. To ride a bike. So you are driving a bike. So in English, you ride a bike. To ride a bike. But if you are having a car or some other vehicle you are driving with, then you have to have the word ajaa. Ajaa, to drive. But you can also say ajaa pyörällä, to drive a bike. We use that also in Finnish. Ajaa pyörällä. But we don't actually need the word ajaa. You can just say pyöräillä. Minä pyöräilen. I cycle. Tulla. Wasi.
To come.
To come. Yes. Zain, pestä. Zain.
To wash, ma'am, to wash.
Yes, to wash. Hyvä.
Yes.
Ahja, herätä.
To wake up.
Yes, to wake up. Hyvä. Muhammad Irfan, avata.
To open, ma'am.
To open. Yes. Hyvä. To open. Asad Iqbal, korjata.
To write?
No, kirjoittaa is to write, but korjata. Korjata, you're having O there.
Is to fix.
Yes, to fix. And we are back to our verb that we had before, to repair. Also, to fix or to repair, right? To fix or to repair. Now we have we can put this one in here, to repair something. Something is broken and you want to fix it. You repair it. You make it better. Korjata.
Kyllä.
Hyvä. Umar Farouk. I'm not sure if I added something here, but let's do pelata. Umar Farouk.
Yes, ma'am. To play.
To play. And now you are having this verb. It means to play a game. Or, well, maybe I put it like to play a game. The game can be some sport, like football. Minä pelaan jalkapalloa. Or it can be like to play cards. Minä pelaan korttia, for example. It can be some board game also. Some sort of game. Pelata. Ali Said, siivota. Siivota.
To clean.
To clean, yes. To clean. Ali Muhammad, tilata.
To order.
To order. Maybe you are in a restaurant and you want to order pizza. Minä tilaan pizzan. Hyvä. Navid, häiritä. Navid, häiritä. Yes, to disturb. Yeah. Or to bother someone or something like to disturb or to bother. Okay, Ahsan is, yeah, yes, if you are in the same screen. Ahsan, valita. Ahsan, valita.
Valita, to choose.
To choose. Hyvä. To choose. There is another verb here. It's not there, but we can put it there because it looks like the same. Valittaa. Valittaa. That one was not there. I just added. This is to complain. Valita in here. Valita. There is one T and one A. Yksi T ja yksi A. Valita, to choose. But if you are having double T and double A, kaksi T:tä ja kaksi A:ta, you say valittaa, then it's to complain. Valita, valittaa, valita, valittaa.
Valittaa.
So it makes a great. Joo, valittaa. Valita, just cut it short, the last R, and when it's valittaa, you say it a bit longer and try to pronounce T. Yeah, valittaa, like you're trying to say the T as a double and R as a double. Totally different verbs. I'll add, also this one, valittaa, is a verb type 1. You know that already because you know that verb type 1 has 2 vowels at the end of the verb. This one you don't know yet, but if there is at the end of the verb, basic form, if you see ETA, then it belongs to verb type 5. The conjugation is quite different with these verbs. I add one more, pelata. Where did you go? Okay, pelata is here.
Pelato.
Pelata. And then pelätä. How about this? Pelätä. If I add dots there, it's not pelato. Now it's pelätä.
It's pelätä. Pelätä. Pelätä.
Pelätä. Yeah, what does someone know? What does it mean? Pelätä.
Afraid?
Be afraid.
Yeah, to be afraid. To be afraid.
Fear to
Yes.
afraid.
To fear or to be afraid. Afraid. To be afraid. Did I write it? Now I'm thinking that all my letters are now wrong today, but please write correctly if I write wrong. To be afraid, to fear. So pelätä is to fear. Pelata is to play. And again, it's a totally different letter, a and a. It really makes a difference in a word. And the conjugation of these words is also different, though even though they are both belong to the verb type for actually, but their conjugation has some differences still. Someone asked me in last group and also last week that's how do you separate different verb groups? Well, you cannot separate them very well yet because we have only gone through the first verb type 1. But for your information, if you see da or da, I'm putting this now into the chat box. If you are putting da or no, if you are seeing da or da at the end of the word, like syödä, juoda, imuroida, tupakoida, or uida, then it belongs to verb type 2. I haven't taught you yet how to conjugate it, but I will later on. Not today, because today we are going to get into some other things. But da verbs are verb type 2. Da. It's easy to recognize. Like nähdä, syödä, juoda, tehdä, all of those. Even though if you remember tehdä ja nähdä, these were exceptional verbs. Okay, that's about it. Then sitten ota sinun hauska tavata vihko ja tarkistetaan tehtävät sieltä. Ota hauska tavata vihko ja mikä sivu se on? I just checked it with the other group, but now I don't remember anymore. Mikä sivun numero? Siellä oli 3 tehtävää. 3 tehtävää. 3 tehtävää. Kolme tehtävää. Oh, now I lost it. Okay, I'll find it again. 3 tehtävää, jotka sinun piti tehdä kotona. That you had to do at home. Sinun piti tehdä kotona. Just a minute, I'll open it from here. It was about conjugating verbs there. Okay. Sivu on, mikä sivu se on? No, I can't see it. Onko se 19? Onko se? On. 19. 19. Sivu on 19. Tehtävä 7. And then we start. Is there someone else who is there in someone else's screen or somewhere that I can't see your name separately? I'm not intentionally jumping over people here. So if you haven't got a chance to answer, then you can just say and open your mic and give me some answers there. But if not, then we can just start. Maybe if Ahsan has not answered as many things as others, maybe Ahsan can start now. 7a, Ahsan Syed. Say the whole sentence, 7a, whole sentence and the correct answer.
First one?
Yeah, 7a. So just read the whole sentence, start from here, and then put this one there in the correct form. Yeah, and there.
Mitä Ebba teki?
Tekee. Hyvä.
Ebba seisoo.
Hyvä. Ebba seisoo.
Yeah.
Ihan
Kyllä.
oikein. Very good. Ihan oikein. Hyvä. Navid. B.
Mitä Abdi teki? Abdi istuu.
Yeah. So the first sentence, what is Ebba doing? What does Ebba do? Ebba stands. What is Abdi doing, or what does Abdi do? Abdi sits. That's what it means. Ali Muhammad, seura. The next one. Yeah. Just read the whole sentence. Start from here.
Mitä Elena tekee? Elena kirjoittaa.
Hyvä. Elena kirjoittaa. Hyvä. Very good. Ali Said, seura.
Meno 7. Meno 7.
Yeah. So read the whole sentence from here. 7D.
Mitä teette? Me nousemme.
Me nousemme. Me nousemme. Joo. Rahim, seuraava. E, 7E.
कौन सा है? Mitä opettaja teki? Mitä opettaja teki? Opettaja antaa kirjan.
Hyvä. Opettaja antaa kirjan. Yes. Teacher gives a book. What does the teacher do? Teacher gives a book. The D was, what do you do? We stand up. Khubayb, seuraava. Just click the microphone open.
Mitä sinä teet? Minä otan kirjan.
Joo, minä otan kirjan. Hyvä. Mitä sinä
Joo,
teet?
joo.
What do you do? Joo. Joo, kyllä. Joo. Jasadi Jasmin, seuraava. 8A. Joo. Ebba lukee kirjaa. Joo. Hyvä. Huzaifa, you're having two verbs in this sentence. 8B. Huzaifa.
Abdi tulee
Hmm?
ja ota kirjan.
Joo. Abdi tulee ja ottaa kirjan. So Abdi comes and takes a book. Right. Abdi comes and takes a book. Rauha Siib, seuraa.
Ebba antaa kynän.
Joo. Ebba antaa kynän. Ebba gives a pencil. Aafia. It circulates so much.
Minä menen mukaan.
Joo, minä menen mukaan. It's good. Minä menen mukaan. I go with. I go with. And menen mukaan, it means that you go with someone. But in Finnish, we can say this one without saying the person that you are going with. Minä menen mukaan. It just means in generally I go with, and in context you know who is the one you're going with. But of course you can also say minä menen äidin mukaan. I go with a mother, for example. But minä menen ystävän mukaan. I go with a friend. But we can use it in general like this also. Muhammad Irfan, seuraa.
Yes, ma'am. Minä sonan, sinä luukan somia.
Yes. Otherwise, very good. But you have to take the K out when you conjugate this lukea. So it is luet. K disappears. Minä sanon, sinä luet suomea. I say, you read Finnish. Yes. Asad Iqbal, seuraava.
Minä kirjoitan tietokoneella.
Yeah. I write with a computer. Minä kirjoitan tietokoneella. Okay, then you are having this combining task here. There are these personal pronouns in here, and each one relates to two different verbs. One verb you will find from this row, and one verb you will find from here. So Umar Farouk, there is minä. Which are the correct verbs there? The other one is given already. Umar Farouk.
Yes, ma'am.
Which?
Minä otan tulen.
Yes, minä otan, minä tulen. The other one was there already, so these two are related to minä. Shah, sinä.
Sinä lähdet, sinä luet.
Joo, sinä lähdet, sinä luet. Hyvä. Abuzar Habib, hän.
Yes, ma'am.
Hän.
Mene.
Joo.
Lähtee.
Ja lähtee. Very good. Hän menee ja hän lähtee. Hyvä. Aisha.
Kiitos.
Kiitos. Aisha, me. Aisha, me. What are two verbs?
Me kirjoitamme.
And the other one?
Enamme.
Me annamme. Annamme. Yes, annamme. Very good. Mahnor, te.
Te istutte. Nousette.
Joo. Te istutte, te nousette. Joo. Ja yksi vielä. Who was it just said it? Maybe Ahsan can say this one. Ahsan. He.
He goes for the Friday prayer.
Oh, okay. Is there someone there available who could tell this one? Just open your mic. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead.
He sesuvat. He tekevät.
Joo. He tekevät. Hyvä. Just like that. Very good. Okay. That was about the homework today. And now I promised you the grammar thing. So now it's brainstorming coming. And we are going to talk about KPT variation today. So take your notebooks and just start writing and write everything that you really, really need in explanations and everything. I'm going to just a minute. I make some notes here. I write for you too, but your own notes are always better than mine. So write it so that you understand what's going on. This KPT thing is a phenomena that does not exist in English. So if you haven't learned it already by yourself or from some source, this is totally new for you. So that's why you really need to pay attention to what is going on here. I'll open a Word document and then we start going through this one. So now you should have the correct one. Yeah, this is better. This is where we start from now. Those who are not here at the moment, then they can listen this from the recording, or you can try to explain to them what is going on here. So, KPT-vaihtelu. KPT-vaihtelu. It's also called astevaihtelu. Aste means degree. Astevaihtelu, like degrees if you are talking about how warm is it outside or how cold, for example, you're talking about degrees. But in here we use the same word, astevaihtelu. In English, or if you try to find this one from internet sources, you might see it with this name, KPT gradation, or KPT variation, or you can see some other name for it also, but it always has the name KPT in it. KPT-vaihtelu. KPT-vaihtelu. This is the most linguistic term, this KPT gradation, and that is probably the one that is official in linguistic terms. But I usually use variation because variation is a bit more accessible, I'd say. You can see through the verb that what does it mean, the variation. But if I just tell you, tämä on KPT, this is KPT, then you know what is the phenomena here. It applies to all Finnish vocabulary, as I have written there. All Finnish vocabulary. It doesn't matter if the word is a noun or if it's a verb or whatever it is. If it has these letters and if the word itself takes part in this variation, then this thing happens. And it really applies to the words that have one of these letters. Ko, pe, tai, te. K, P, T, or T. Ko, pe, te. It applies to these letters and to combinations that they form with different letters. And when you see a word in its basic form, for example, then it's just the word that you have. It's just a word as it is. But when we add something at the end of to the end of the word, so we put some suffix there or we put some sort of ending, that makes this phenomena happen, if it's about to happen at all. So that is the thing here. Originally, I'd say it's because of some pronunciation thing. It makes the pronunciation a bit easier, more fluent when we are changing things there. But it's not the reason that you could really think about. You just have to learn that's how it goes, because pronunciation, the easier something has kind of formed in the history, through the history. So even I can't really make a difference about how easy or difficult it is to pronounce, but it is there because of the pronunciation it has originally appeared. But this is very, very old phenomena, and you can't escape it in Finnish language. When we talk about nouns, at first, we'll go through the pairs, the KPT pairs. This transformation, this variation happens in pairs. So it's not random. It's just just certain pairs. So that if you are having this letter, then it always varies with this certain other letter. So these appear in pairs. It's this phenomena happens at near the end of the word. So it's not in the beginning. If the word starts with one of these letters, it doesn't apply. If you have a long word and you see these letters somewhere in the beginning part of the word, nothing happens. But if these letters or these combinations you are about to learn, if they appear there near the end of the word, then this pops up, this phenomenon. It's about the syllables. When we divide a word into syllables, and then this phenomena happens on the line between two last syllables in a word. If it's a short word that has only two syllables, then it's there in the middle of the word. But otherwise, it's there in the last syllable division part. But it's quite difficult to know that where are the syllables in Finnish language when it's new for you. And when we have talked about this with my students, the easiest way to get into this is just to remember that it happens near the end. If it's in the beginning, these letters, nothing happens. But if these are near the end, somewhere in latter part, near the end of the word, then this happens. You will learn about it, don't worry. So here are the pairs that take part in this thing. It actually continues here. There is one in this page also. You have to learn these pairs by heart. It's not difficult. There are 11 pairs. And first 3 are so obvious that when you know them, you don't have to memorize anymore, because you memorize them because you know them when you see them, because it's the easiest thing here. But All the others, you have to learn them. It means that you stay put and you write them down like 77 times so that you know the pairs. Otherwise, it's impossible to work with this phenomenon. But the other very important thing is to learn them in this order. And I don't mean in order like which is the first and which is the second, but I mean the pair itself. So the one that I've written on the left side, that is vahva, like the strong. Vahva, which means strong. And on the right side, the pair on the right side, you see the weak form. Weak, heikko. That is weak. So, for example, I could say vahva pari, strong pair, or weak pair, or vahva muoto, form. Muoto is form. But usually I just say vahva and heikko. When we are talking about KPT, you know that this is what it means. Tämä on vahva ja sillä on heikko pari. If this is strong, it has a weak pair. Or if this is weak, it has a strong pair. Weak and strong pair there. So that's why it's quite important to, or very important to learn them in this way, that you know that which one is on the left side and which one is on the right side. So I'm going to mark you there some colors there to help you to understand or to kind of to see how it goes. Maybe it's a bit easier like this. So there are pairs and you need to learn them by heart. Ensimmäinen pari, first pair is KK ja K. Kaksi koota. This one is the strong one. KK, it's on the left side. Always on the left side, you see the strong pair. And on the right side, you see the weak pair for this. So if you see a word that has double K, and if you see the double K somewhere near the end of the word, then and then you start changing the word. You add something, you add genitive N, or you add partitive A, or you have SSA, or some other suffix or ending. Then you know that this is going to happen. 2 Ks turn into 1 K. That's basically what it means. Kaksi P:tä vaihtelee, variates or changes, vaihtelee yhden P:n kanssa, with 1 P. So, yksi P, that's the weak in this pair. And then this one is the strong. Always on the left side, you have the strong pair, and on the right side, you have the weak pair. This is so important because many times it happens so that you are having the transformation happens from strong to weak. But in some words, for example, when we have this phenomena with verbs, then it's actually so that you are having, in the basic form, you are having the weak form. And then when you conjugate the verb, you get the strong form. So it can go from here, from right to left, or the transformation can happen from left to right. But you have to know that which one in a certain pair is the strong and which one is the weak. TT, vahva. T, heikko. Okay, these were the ones that I'd say are quite easy because it's very, it makes sense. Kaksi koota on vahvempi kuin yksi koo. 2 Ks it must be stronger than 1K. So it really makes sense here, right? So these ones now you know because it's KPT variation. So if you have K or P or T double times, it varies with 1. This is something that you kind of can read also from the name of the phenomenon. But after that, it's just pure reading and study. So there is also this kind of pair where K appears by itself. And now in this pair, this K is a strong K. And if that one is strong, then it varies with nothing. So it can totally disappear. It can just go away, the whole K. Like poof, no K's anymore. Like in verb, lukea. Minä luen. Lukea, to read, is a basic form. Minä luen is minä form. And then the K disappears. That is KPT variation happening there. And of course, usually the quite first question is that, okay, if I see 1K, how do I know if it's weak, like this one, or is it strong, like this one in here? And to this one, I'd say that you learn it one thing at a time, because in verbs you have a different system. You have a system where I tell you that is it strong or weak in this certain verb type. That's why you need to know the verb types. Or with some words, nouns belong to noun groups, and in certain groups the phenomena happens to this direction, and with some nouns it goes to this direction. But basically, when you learn a new word, then you can just learn it then also. But you will learn some rules about it. Sha, go ahead.
So, ma'am, for understanding the KPT variation, we need to learn first the verb types. Then we will understand best the KPT variations.
You will understand this before you even know any verb. Okay, in verbs, you need to know the verb types to be able to use it correctly, because it's this variation rules are a bit they are not so obvious in verbs verb types. In basic words like nouns, it just appears in all words, but with verbs, it happens in a different way. It happens, the pairs don't change or anything like that, but just the thing that where does it come? So is it like in minä form or sinä form in verbs? That has some variation there between different verb types. You have seen a bit of it last time when we wrote the verbs there in Hauska tavata material, and you saw me making those yellow marks there. I don't know if you remember, but those yellow markings there when we had verbs in Hauska tavata material, and you started seeing the yellow markings appearing in certain rows. And there, that was like the thing in verbs, that it appears in certain things there. But to be able to know all the verbs, that's how it works, you need to know also the verb types. Yes. But when it's about nouns, usually it goes like this, that you are having the basic form of the word, and then it's in a strong form. And when you start adding something, then it turns into weak form. But some nouns also goes vice versa. I know my explanation.
It fluctuates also with the pronouns.
It can affect. Pronouns are also multiple, but like minä, sinä, hän, those basic pronouns, they don't really change. But it might affect to some other pronoun because there are also like demonstrative pronouns and everything. we haven't gone through everything yet. So I'd say it might appear somewhere, but usually not so much in pronouns because they are very short words and they usually appear like themselves. But basically, it can come up with anything. So, but for example, in minä, sinä, hän, they don't have the KPT. They don't have the K or P or T there inside. That's why it doesn't see, you can't see, it doesn't happen. Yeah. But if you have a word, it doesn't matter if it's a pronoun or is it a noun or adjective or whatever it is. If it has one of these letters near the end of the word, then it might happen. But if you don't have K or P or T, no, nothing happens there with this one. Yeah, I hope this clarified it a bit. But I know it's like a bit complex thing at first. Don't worry, it will clarify more when we go forward. Okay. P voi myös olla vahva. P can also be a strong pair. And if P appears to be a strong in a certain word, then the weak pair for that is V. P, V. I'll give you some examples in a minute, but let's go through the pairs first. T, strong one. In this pair, it is a strong one. In this pair, the weak one is D. When you learn a new word, you usually also learn at the same time that if it has the KPT there, like if you learn a new noun or something, then you can just check what is the form in, for example, in genitive or in genitive form, for example, or in plural, and then you learn it at the same time that if it has the KPT and in what way does it go. NK, this can also happen with this combination of letters. So NK varies with NG. NK, that is in this pair, it's the wrong one, wrong, strong. Strong is NK and weak is NG. Weak is NG. In this pair, the strong, NT, vahva, NT, heikko, NN. So in here you see there is K there, and there is T, and there is P, but they have formed together with they have glued together with some other letter. MP, vahva, MM, heikko. And in here, LT combination, LT combination is strong. LL, heikko. LT, LL. So these two marks here, these letters, they are L and L. They are not 1 and 1 or something like that, or E or E. They are LL. LT varies with LL. RT varies with RR. When you have learned a lot of things and studied lots of things during your life, and when you have learned languages, you have had to learn by heart, and you still have to do it to learn by heart many things. So in here, because the 2 Ks varying with 1 K, 2 Ps varying with P, and 2 Ts varying with T, it's so obvious that actually you only have to learn by heart only the rest of the pairs. But really do that. Otherwise, working with this it's quite difficult if you have to always check it from somewhere that what was the pair with it now. So I'll give you some examples so you know what's going on. Let's take some nouns. For example, kukka. That's a flower. Flower, kukka. You see that there are two Ks there. This is now very short word. If I divide it into syllables, it goes from here, kukka. But when it's a short word, you don't really even know the syllables or anything. You can just see that, okay, there are two Ks there. It must be a KPT thing now. And yes, that's true. If I want to say in plural, flowers, plural T, I use T in Finnish. So, kukat. This is what you would do if you don't know about KPT. You would do it like this, and you just add T. But this one is wrong because this T here, when I add this, it makes this phenomena happen. And because two Ks can only vary with one K, it cannot become like three Ks or something like that. So the only possibility is that one K goes away. So this is how it goes. Kukka becomes into kukat in plural. I can add any suffix there. It doesn't matter. We have so many suffixes in so huge amount of suffixes and endings and things like that. So it can be whatever I put there at the end. But this is just an example because this plural is quite easy example. How about this? Reppu, reppu. It's a bag. Yeah, the thing that you put in your bag when you go to school. Or at least if you are a child or if you are Inkeri, I always use bag.
Backpack.
Yeah, backpack, yeah. So, reppu, backpack. If I say puhelin on, if I want to say phone is in the bag, I use ending SSR. SSR means in. So I say puhelin on repussa. So if I don't know KPT, then I would write it like this, reppussa. But I know that KPT happens. I added ending. I added this suffix here, SSR, meaning in. And I added this. So you are having double P there. It takes part in this variation, so it has to change. It changed into one, yksi P. Kahdesta P:stä tulee yksi P. Double P turns into one P. Because I added something at the end of the word. Okay. Tyttö, it's a girl. Tyttö, a girl. You can already see that there are two T's. If you see double K, double P, or double T, you can start suspecting this phenomena happening. Then you have to know the other things after that. Is it near the end, or is it where are these letters? But if you see a short word and it has these two double consonants K, P, T, then it really happens. So in Finnish, if I want to say a girl has what is this girl having? A girl has a skirt. Tytöllä on hame. I use LLÄ here. If I don't know KPT, I would put it like this. I would just add this one there. This is what you can do if there is no KPT, then you just add the ending that you know that is there. But because I know that this is a KPT pair here, then I have to take the other T away now. So here you see the strong form. Here you see the strong form. Here you see the strong. And then in here you see the weak ones. This. and this. These are the weak ones now here. And they just appear because I added something at the end of the word. They just don't randomly appear in a basic form. They appear because I did something. So, ko. Now I'll show you a word like this. Turku. It's the city I'm living in, Turku. This word takes part in KPT variation. This word takes part in it. And you see K is there at the end, near the end. It's now a strong K. It's a strong K. If I want to say, I live in Turku, you say, minä asun Pakistanissa, mutta minä sanon, minä asun Turussa. So, if I wouldn't know anything about KPT, I would put it like this and just add the ending SSR. But because I know better, I know that this K takes part in KPT. And now, if I tell you that this one is strong, then you know that the only possibility for the change is from strong to turn into weak. If I tell you this is strong, so the weak part is nothing. It means K just flies away. So in here, you take the K out. So if I want to say Turku, that is the name of the city. But if I say minä asun Turussa, I don't say the K. I don't say minä asun Turkussa. I have to say minä asun Turussa. Turussa. And these are the things that you learn when you learn a new word. You can just check that if it takes part in, is it a KPT, K here? And of course, there might be words where this basic form carries the weak pair. If I would tell you this is a weak K, weak pair, if you see weak K, then the pair would be double K, and you would have to add it here. But in many cases, it goes this way, that it is first, it's in basic form, it's a strong, and then it turns into weak. But you will learn it when you learn new words. Let's go check a few more, and then I'll tell you what you have to do at home. New word, kylpy. Kylpy, it's a bath, to take a bath. Bath. Maybe I'll put it in a bit smaller letters here, because it's just translation here. Bath, kylpy. In Finnish, if you are taking a bath, you say, I am in a bath. Minä olen. Minä olen. If I don't know KPT, I would say like this, in bath, having a bath, I'm in a bath. I would say like this. But because I and you know already that KPT happens, then this P, of course, I would have to tell you first that, okay, this is a strong, and it varies with a weak. So this is the strong, then the weak one is V. That's why that P turns into B. Kylvyssä. Kylpy, kylvyssä. Kylpy, kylvyssä. This is the last one I'm giving you today. Äiti. Äiti is a mother. Maybe maybe you want to say, tämä on, this is mother's car. This is my mother's car. Tämä on äidin auto. Tämä on äidin auto. In that one, you would need to add genitive n there. Without knowing anything about KPT, I would just add n. But you see this one is at the end part, near the end, this t. And you know about KPT, so you can make the change there and to make it correct. Äiti, and t turns into d, like this. And then, of course, you have to put it like this. Yeah. Äidin auto, mother's car. Äiti, äidin. Äiti, äidin. So, this is how the thing goes. We'll go through the rest of the examples next time. But I have given you lots of exercises, word wall exercises there into your Padlet. That you can practice. It doesn't matter that we haven't gone through these yet, because you can see the pairs. They are now in your notebooks. You can see the pairs, and then you can just start going through the word wall exercises. Do it as many times as you can and as that you need to follow the thing. This gets easier when you just repeat and repeat and repeat. Then it gets easier. When you are this phenomenon, because it's always there. It's just always there. Just a minute. I'll check, was there something else? So in there, in your homework section, there are at the end of that section, you are having 5 different KPT clicking exercises that you can do with your mobile device or with your computer. Then you are having the Hoivaa suomeksi material that you can use to study, and there are some extra videos also there in your Padlet about your day and about months. If you want to study more, you can of course do those too. But the most important thing now is practice the KPT. Practice the KPT. Harjoittele KPT. Okay?
Okay,
You're
ma'am.
ready?
Okay, ma'am.
Hyvä.
Yes, ma'am.
Kiitos. Kiitos tästä. Hyvää viikonloppua. Hyvää viikonloppua kaikille. Heippa. Nähdään ensi viikolla.
Nähdään.
Moi moi. Moi moi. Moikka moikka.
Heippa.
Kiitos. Heippa. Kiitos. Moi moi.
Moi moi.
Moi moi. Moikka.
मैं कॉल करूंगा, ठीक है?